Welcome to another trip report, this time from Southend Victoria station. We just arrived with a Greater Anglia train from Harwich International, Rotterdam direct train. If there's one thing I love, it's traveling. Another thing I love is trains. And there's a thing I didn't mention that much on this channel, but I really like piers in the sea. And here at Southend, it all comes together. Because over here you find the longest pier at the sea and there's a train on it. And we'll be riding that train. Normally this channel is about long distance and international train traveling. I will not only make a video about that, I also make some videos about how to get from Southend to London. And yeah, that's it. If you'd like to see more train related videos, subscribe to my channel. If you really don't want to miss anything, hit the bell icon. And if you like this video or if this is a helpful video to you, well, give me a thumbs up. And if you have any questions or if you just want to say hello, leave a comment. For now, let's just roll the intro. We arrived in Southend at the railway station Southend Victoria. This is being served by trains of Greater Anglia. Earlier that morning we arrived at the town of Harwich by Stena Line ferry from the Netherlands. And there are great rail and sail offers on this route at the Greater Anglia network. These local trains are very simple, but I really like the busyness indicator. Although on an early Saturday morning it wasn't busy at all. Southend Victoria is a terminal station where you find these local trains to London, for example, but it's not a big terminal station at all. There are some basic facilities for information about trains and there's staff available, what might be very helpful. At the front of the railway station there's a bus stop. However, I didn't come to Southend to show you this relatively small railway station and neither to show you the city centre. From this railway station it's about a 10-minute walk to the coast. If you walk from Southend Victoria railway station to the coast via the city centre, you'll pass by this railway bridge. This bridge is for the other line we'll take towards London later on. At the moment you're getting closer to the shore and also to the pier. There are some more hotels and some of them, they look quite fancy, I have to say. Southend is a typical coastal leisure town. And the pier, well, to me, this is a kind of the crown jewel on all of this. A theme park, Pleasure Island, is located at the beginning of the pier. It was quiet at the moment I recorded this, because it was still early. But later at the day when we left it was quite busy over here. The Southend Pier is, just like I mentioned in the introduction, the longest pleasure pier in the world. With a length of 2.1 kilometers or 1.3 miles. What is really long. And the curious little railway, well, this makes it legitimate for me to make a video about it for this channel. There are two terminal railway stations at both ends of the pier. To enter this pier you always need to pay an admission fee. Obviously, the healthiest and most affordable way to go to the pier is to walk both ways. You can find the prices in the description of this video. There's a link to the website of the Southend Pier. At the moment of recording there are two trains. You find these trains and these trains will be replaced soon. The newer trains are the green trains here at the left and those trains should take over these services soon. These specific trains date back from mid-1980s. According to the original planning, the new trains will be put in operation by 2021. I recorded this video in March 2022. I don't know if these trains will be put in operation every now and then, or if they just wait and fully operate with the new trains. If you know this, let me know in the comments. Because I still have a whole lot of videos to upload. The chance is that at the moment you're watching this video, you'll most likely find the newer trains at the pier. The pier itself opened in 1830 and the first railway line has been opened in 1890. In the early 19th century, Southend became quite a popular seaside resort. This was before there was a decent road and railway network, so getting there was a kind of challenging. Therefore, the most efficient way to get to Southend from London was by ship. However, this also came with some other challenges, because even you can go here by ship, if there is low tide, these ships couldn't even get anywhere close near the shore. And this is why the pier has been built. Well, it's a really compact story of a more interesting history, but I won't go too deep in this. I saw a video of Jago Hazard who explains everything about the history of the pier very well. I really advise you to watch it. You can find it in the description of this video. And the passenger POV that I show you here, I will show you this at the end of the video as well, without any voiceover or without any music. Just the passenger POV on both ways. Even though this is a pleasure pier, at the pier itself you won't find theme parks, whatever, like you find at some piers. And personally, I actually really like this. If I put this in a very narrow perspective, this is basically a walking path next to a railway line. Along the walking path there are some places where you can have a sit, and some other places where you can also hide when it would be very windy. On the day we were here, it was relatively cold, and even though the sea doesn't look that wild, it was quite windy, I have to say. But actually, I really like this, just the fresh sea breeze. Facilities, pleasure facilities of course, are located at the end of the pier, a little bit beyond the point where you find the other terminal railway station. The railway line at the pier is a narrow gauge railway line, and for the biggest part it's single track. You will find 2 tracks near the railway stations though. And this way you can have a better look at these trains. Well, once again, these specific trains will probably be put out of service soon. These are diesel powered trains, and the new trains are battery powered electric trains. The trains that do run on the Southend Pier railway line do run every 30 minutes. In the high season and on busy days, this will be every 15 minutes. The terminal station at the end of the pier is obviously a bit smaller. Over here you will find 2 tracks, and what I really like are these solar panels. Something else I really like are these old carriages that are now being used as waiting rooms inside. And of course it's a leisure pier, so you will also find fun things at the pier. Fun, but also necessary, is this lifeboat museum. I really like it, and if you buy something here, you will support the RNLI. Close to the lifeboat museum, there's a bigger pavilion that I actually didn't put on camera. Shame on me. However, a little closer to the terminal railway station, there's this place where you can also have a drink inside. We went here for some tea and cake, and I really like this place. Close to this point there are some smaller places where you can buy, for example, fish and chips, and they use these old train carriages you can use to hide for when it's bad weather. Unfortunately, most of these places were closed when we were here, because, well, once again, we were in off season and quite early on a Saturday morning. These little sheds at this point of the pier, I really like them, and this disco ball, maybe it's a party pier after all. We went back to the railway station and we had to walk a little bit through the city center. It was much busier now than at the moment we arrived here. We took the train from Southend Central railway station. This is about the same size as Southend Victoria where we arrived, but this is not a terminal station. Southend Central is closer to the pier and also the city center. In terms of passenger facilities, there's staff available and there are some vending machines. There are access gates to the platforms, and you cannot use your Oyster card at this station. If you are in the Greater London area, you can do so. Close to the platforms there are some waiting rooms inside, and screens with information about departing trains are all over the railway station. Most trains that do go from here to London do terminate in London Fenchurch Street, what is quite a small terminal railway station for London. And here is our train coming in. It's a British Railway Class 357. For these trains I won't do an in-depth train review, but a very basic one. Line maps can be found at several spots, above the entrance doors and at the sides of these trains. The seats that do come in an airline style composition don't have a lot of leg space, and these trains do come in a 3x2 configuration. What basically means is that the aisles are really narrow, but it's okay for a commuter train though. but personally I'd like to see some wider aisles. This also counts for the Greater Anglia train that took us here. This is how the toilets look like. You can also turn them to a nursery space for babies. Actually, I didn't record a whole lot in these trains, so I think we're done with the train talk. These are a relatively simple commuter train. For the next tiny bit of this video, I will show you some views from the train between Southend and London. After that, I will show you the passenger point of view for the entire Southend Pier railway line on both directions. Before I'll show you the passenger path on the Southend Pier railway line, if you're interested in other trip reports I did, below in the description of this video on YouTube you'll find a link to a map, and on this map you'll find all trip reports I did. The lines do indicate the routes for the trains, and the train and ferry icons do indicate the railway station and ferry terminal reviews. This channel is mainly focusing on long distance and international train and ferry traveling, to show you what it's like to travel on a more sustainable way of transportation. For now, let's watch the passenger point of view from the Pier railway line on both directions and both sides of the train.
Yeah, we will, yeah. It sounds like a bit of old metal grinding against it. Yeah. I'm expecting to see the little man come along with their train, like with the vehicle. Yeah. Annoying. I've seen it. It must be there, mustn't it? It must be. Mustn't it? Yeah, like when we saw one of the James one day, we said, oh, maybe I knew exactly that. She said, no, no, no. She
it for this video. I hope you liked it. If you do so, give me a thumbs up on YouTube. And if you'd like to see more train related videos, trip reports, sometimes videos where I tell you more about train fares, subscribe to my channel and see you on my next video.